Hi, I'm Bill Smith, President of Westar Illumination LLC and Certified Low Voltage Lighting Technician as certified by the Association of Outdoor Lighting Professionals. Today, I'm going to show you how to operate and program the Kichler 15558 digital timer. And this timer is similar to your regular household timer and doesn't have an astronomical function. So when installed in the field, it should be used in conjunction with a photocell to avoid wasting energy. Now, if your digital timer was installed by Westar Illumination, it's already programmed and you should only really need to be familiar with two operations of the timer. And that's temporarily overriding the programming and changing the time for daylight savings time. I'll show you how to do that, and I'll also show you how to reprogram the timer. On the front of the timer, you have a manual override button, 5 programming buttons, digital display, and a reset button. Each of the buttons are clearly marked, day, hours, minutes, the clock, programming. The display also is clearly marked. It has countdown, auto, manual modes, and it has the days of the week on top. Inside the display, you have the time of day, which is in hours, minutes, and seconds. On the right hand side above the seconds, you'll see a little S there, and that designates daylight savings time. On the bottom, there's an arrow which points to whichever mode the timer is in currently. Right now it's pointing to auto. On the left hand side, it shows where what position the timer's in, the status, and here it's in the on position, and right above that on designation you have PM, so you know that the time is set for PM. And above the time there's another arrow, and that points to the current day, and today is Tuesday, so we have an arrow pointing to Tuesday. Now, to override the programming, you press the manual button up at the top, and as you press it, you'll toggle through the different statuses, and it doesn't matter, you can press either left or right and it'll just keep toggling through. Like right now we have the timer set in the on position, it's in auto modes, so you press it once and it toggles to the off position. You see that move from the on to the off, and also moved to manual. Press it again, it stays in the off position but move to auto. We'll press it one more time, we're in the on position in manual, and press it once again and we're back to the auto on position. Now, if you ever override the programming, remember to leave it in the auto position to make sure that your programming controls your lighting the following day. Then the other operating function that you'll use on a regular basis is to change the daylight savings time. Now, you'll see here there are arrows leading from two different buttons. It leads from the hours and the minutes buttons, and it has a plus or minus 1 hour up there. Whenever you see the arrows, that designates that you need to press those buttons together for that particular operation. And you'll see if we press those together, time moved from 8:49 to 7:49, and the S disappears, so that lets you know that you're no longer in daylight savings time. Press it again and the S returns and the time advances by 1 hour. So that's it for the normal operations. Now, if you want to program the timer, or if there's a particular need to program the timer, this is how it's done. The timer has a battery backup. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you have a fresh battery in the compartment in the back. And we just installed a new battery, so we're good to go there. And since this timer is already set up, programmed, has correct time, I'm going to use the reset button in the front to reset all the programming in the time. We press that once. There, it's cleared out to 12 o'clock. So we can go ahead and reprogram this right now. The first thing we're going to do is program the time. And to do that, you have to hold down the clock button while changing the time. So it's reset to auto, off, and to Monday. So it's Tuesday, so we hold the clock button down. We move the day arrow over to Tuesday. And while still holding it down, we're going to change the hours to 8. See, as we pass 12 o'clock, you see the PM pops up there. So it is let's make sure, excuse me, 7:50. Oops. Okay, so that's wrong. We have to go back around because we're in daylight savings time. So it's really 6:50 for standard time. So we have 6, and then we adjust the minutes. Okay. Alright, so 6:50. So that's our actual time, but since we're in the middle of daylight savings times, I toggled to 7:50. So, and the S popped up. So now our time is set. Now we need to set the individual programming. To do that, you don't have to hold down the individual keys. You just press the programming once, and you'll see a 1 in the lower left hand corner, and that designates that's the first cycle that you're programming. And you'll also see on, so that tells you that you're programming the first cycle, the first on cycle. And the first thing you want to press is the day. As you press the day button, it lights up there's an arrow under every single individual day. Now as you press that button, it'll toggle from every single day for this particular programming to each individual day, so that you can program each individual day. You can program a separate on-off time. But after you toggle through each individual day, it highlights the weekdays, so you can program just the weekdays or the weekends. And we want to toggle back. We want our programming to be active every day, so we have an arrow under each individual day there. Okay. Now we want to program the hours. We want our system to activate at 4:30 p.m. Because we're going to be using this in conjunction with a photo cell, of course. Okay. Then we hit the programming button again, and we can designate the off time. You'll see the 1 in the lower left hand corner and the off. So we want to go off every day. So we press the day button. It's lit across the top. There's an arrow under each individual day. We want it to go off at midnight, so it's already set for midnight. So that's it. We hit the program button again, and we can add a separate programming for cycle number 2. Now, the Kichler timer allows you to program up to 12 different on-off cycles, but we rarely use more than 2. And to get back to your regular display, just press the clock button, and you're back to your regular time. Now, if you want to use the countdown function, or the random on-off function, that's possible, but we've rarely used it in our landscape lighting operations. But to enter those modes, you just press the designated buttons simultaneously, either day and hours for random, or clock and program for countdown, for those modes. But we've yet to use them in the landscape lighting application. That's it. That's how you operate and program Kichler's 15558 digital timer. Thanks for watching the video, and remember, always seek an AOLP professional for all of your outdoor lighting needs.